What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, man, I got a very special build in store for y'all. Now, this one, I'm gonna be calling it the Big Body Menace, and it's actually going to come out to a two-way diamond inside out score. Now, this is honestly one of my favorite unique builds that I'm going to be bringing to y'all this year. As far as for attributes, we're going to be able to get a 99 plus put towards our driving layup, post control, 3-point shot, pass accuracy, ball handle, perimeter defense steal, stamina, and strength. Now, on top of that, we're also going to be able to equip pro dribble moves and all of the layup packages. Now, with the badges, we're going to be able to get a total of 65. We have a total of 12 Hall of Fame. My favorites were Immovable Force, Back Down Punisher, Float Game, and Physical Handles. Now, on top of that, we'll get 23 gold, 24 silver, 6 of those being bronze, and one of them is actually limitless range. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the best Catfish post-scoring builds to make. It's really an elite finisher on the inside. You can shoot from deep with the limitless range badge and takeover. And on top of that, the playmaking I think is elite. Now, this can also be an ISO build. The defense is really nasty and can lock up any type of player. And the physicals make this build most special in my opinion. So look, before we get any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So let's get started by putting this build under the point guard position. As for the height, I'm going to go with 6'7" with a weight of 230 pounds. As for the wingspan, you definitely want to drop this to 6'8", and it's really going to be one of the best defensive builds that you can make with this kind of wingspan. So let's go ahead and get started with the most important area, and in my opinion, I think that's going to be the speed. So go ahead and put this all the way up to an 81. As for the acceleration, go with a 73. Moving on to the strength, put this to a 95 with a vertical of a 51 and a 95 stamina. Now, this build overall, take into account adding the +4 from the Gatorade facility workouts. So our speed is going to be an 85, 77 acceleration, 99 strength, 99 stamina with a 55 vertical. Now, if you're going up against an ISO PG, I think this build overall, just from the physical standpoint, is going to be an aggressive one and can definitely beat out any type of dribbler. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the defensive end. So as for when it comes down to the perimeter, I'm going to go with an 89. Moving into the steal, I'm going to go with an 85. And then as for when it comes to the rest of the defensive stats, leave these as is. Now, as you can see, the badges that we were able to unlock: Silver Glove, Interceptor with Right Stick Ripper. Now, on top of that, when it comes to the actual perimeter defense, you get Clamps, 94 feet on Gold, Challenger, Fast Feet, and then also Workhorse with Off-Ball Pass. There's a lot of special things about this build today. I think the defense is one of them. Of course, you can already tell the strength and physicals is another. Let's go ahead and get into the next factor of today's build. So as for the pass accuracy, I decided to go with an 89. I want to be sure to have the highest bang for your buck on the pass accuracy and take this build into any game mode. As for the ball handle, go with an 87, 75 for our speed with ball, and as you can see, the badges that we did unlock. One that I think is really special today is going to be Bronze Bailout. Also from there, you get Relay Passer and Gold Special Delivery. Break Starter is super important, and then also when it comes to the ball handle, we get Silver Blow-By, Handles for Days, Killer Combos, Speed Booster with Unpluckable. Now, I do like Ankle Breaker. I mentioned earlier that we'll be able to get Hall of Fame physical handles. And then for the speed with the ball, a little bit more of the same. But overall, I think this is one of the best two-way builds that you can make moving into the defense to the playmaking. Now I think this is one of the best two-way builds that you can make. Once you see the defense paired up with the finishing and shooting, you're going to see exactly why. So go ahead and put the mid-range shot up to a 72. Getting into the rest of the three-pointer, make sure you go with an 85. And then as for the free throw, I'm going to leave this at a 75. Now as you can see, we get free points on bronze, also going to be able to get silver blinders and deadeye. Limitless range and agent 3 are vital badges that I needed to go after. You'll also be able to get catch and shoot with corner specialists. Now I do like space creator, and on top of that, we'll be able to get guard up and open looks. Getting into the mid-range shot, we'll also be able to unlock midi magician. I think all around, this is one of the best builds that you can make, especially for what we can do with the physicals. Really makes the offense and defense a whole lot better. So let's wrap everything up with the finishing. As for when it comes to the post control, put this to a 92. Now this right here really does allow you to post up smaller guards and defenders. As for the driving layup, I'm going to go with a 95. And this right here is what we should be looking like maxed out with a 75 close shot. Now my favorite badges from the standpoint here are going to be gold fearless finisher. You also get pro touch and gold dream shake, which will allow you to break ankles inside of the post. Now we get fast twitch and hook specialist on the silver tier. Post fake phenomics a huge difference. Then we'll also be able to get other badges like acrobat, giant slayer and slithery, scooper, pro touch, everything when it comes to the finishing for layups. Now pair that up with the fact that we get all of the layup packages unlocked. Getting into the post control, as you can see right here, we'll be able to get back down punisher. Drop stepper is very overpowered, especially on smaller defenders. Then we're going to be able to get post spin technician, which I think really makes this one of the best unique catfish builds for being a post scorer. Now take into account this. Activating your takeover towards this build, that's at least a +10. Bind boost a +4, wearing gear a +1 to 3, and then playing well throughout each game, 2K will give you a minor boost towards our attributes. That's going to really change the way that you can look at this build. A lot of these attributes will go over from the 70s to the 80s and 80s into the 90s. Just something that I did want y'all to think about. But let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that everybody made this build correctly. And if you followed along each and every single step of the way, we should have been able to get these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see, together, we have created the rare big body menace build in NBA 2K24 on next gen, which does come out to a two-way diamond inside out score. Now overall, I really want to know what y'all think about this build down below. Is there anything that you would possibly do to make this build better and change? Now I just want to say thank y'all so much for the support. More so than anything, thank God for another day and another opportunity. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from. And I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.